Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be completing the two-part video on Right Dight Wrong. If you would like to see the first video, Ray, 3 Things Disney Did Right, I'll leave the link in the description down below. In this video, however, we'll be tackling the second half, Ray, 3 Things Disney Did Wrong. As always, remember that everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to share my opinion, it's just my opinion. Don't forget to give me a like if you enjoy my content, and if you subscribe, please do. Don't forget to click the bell so that you'll never miss a video. With that, let's dive right in. In the last video, I chose one factor from each of the 3 sequel movies to try to describe what Disney did right with the character of Ray. But today, I decided to choose 3 overarching points that were seen again and again throughout the Star Wars sequels. As our first point, wrong point number 1, character built on a pipe dream. I don't know about you guys, but throughout the building of the trilogy, Rey seemed to be kinda perfect. She was selfless and kind, strong with the Force, and could handle whatever was put into her hands. She was better than Luke, stronger than Leia, and even a superior pilot to Han. She was willing to fight for the Resistance almost without a thought. She could use the Force excellently without any training. She was smart and intuitive, compassionate and understanding, determined and focused. She was a character built on a pipe dream. One of the best things about movies and books is that it creates characters and makes them relatable to the viewers and fans through their actions, experiences, and attitudes throughout the story. People can understand that character's fear or anxiety. Others can relate to that character's determination or humility. Still, other fans are inspired by that character's strength and perseverance. But Rey is too perfect to like or to relate to. She is someone who gets what she wants, who has little struggle in getting it, and is strong and kind throughout the entire experience without faltering or falling away from the right path. As far as I know, there is no one on this planet who could or would be like this. Everyone has faults. Everyone struggles. People's struggles don't make them weak, however. In fact, it makes them stronger as they have to persevere through the hard times. But Disney lost that fact in Rey. They made her too perfect. A pipe dream. A mind and mentality which would never exist in a real person. I know Star Wars is just a fantasy world, but shouldn't its characters at least act like real human beings? Why did Rey join the Resistance? Was it just to, quote-unquote, fight the bad guys? Was she hoping to find her parents? Did she seek to understand her Force abilities and why she had them? What were her motivations, her wants and desires? Was it just that she wanted evil to fall? A real human would have had something else behind her focus. Take the character of Rose, for example. She fights with the Resistance because the First Order took the last of her family away from her. What about Finn? He's seen what the First Order can do firsthand. He struggled with his purpose at first, but after finally connecting with a human being, Rey, he knows that he wants to protect her. If she goes headfirst into battle, so will he. He won't leave his first friend to the hands of the enemy. Not again. Both of these characters have true motivations that guide their actions and tell you why they fight. But what about Rey? She gets thrown into the mix, but Disney never shows you her true motivation. What is she hoping to get, find, or complete if she helps the Resistance? I don't think Disney really tells us. She just kind of gets involved in the Resistance and goes through the motions to help them succeed in their mission. Rey is a character built on a pipe dream, and she lacks the basic humanity that lies in all people. When Disney did that, they created an unrelatable character, and quite frankly, a boring one. Rey needs something about her that feels real, but Disney denied her that privilege. Alright, moving on to our next point. Wrong point number 2, too much power, too fast. Now, I am not against Rey having as much power as she did, but I do feel that she gained it all too quickly and without much struggle. Her Force abilities were very strong, but it was all too easy. She just had so much power, even in just the first film, and without any training or hesitation, she just used it. I think it would have built up her character much better if she'd either feared her new power or struggled to keep it under control. I feel a struggle like this would have built up her character with a much firmer foundation and understanding of her powers and her relation to them than kind of just handing them to her. It also would have made her character less of a pipe dream. The second point I would like to make on this is actually in reference to the Star Wars Legends. Now, I know that Legends and canon are completely different and not the same universe, but since the new trilogy was trying to bring in more of the Legends lore into their movies, I believe they missed on a very interesting and crucial bit of information. Hang in there and we'll get right into it. The novel Star Wars Spectre of the Past is placed 10 years after the Battle of Endor. At the beginning of the book, Luke, Chewie, and Han are all traveling to an alien planet as peace negotiators to try to settle an inter-system governmental conflict. However, when they reach the planet, the aliens will not allow Luke to be a part of the negotiations. Instead, they allow only Han and Chewie to be involved, but Luke must return to the ship and wait until the negotiations were ended. Confused, Luke obeys, but later asks Han if he knows why the aliens wouldn't allow him, a Jedi, a bringer of peace, to be involved in the conflict. At first, Han just tells Luke that the aliens don't trust him, but later he elaborates. He says that their people have had experience with Jedi in the past, and those who used as much power in the Force as Luke often fell to the dark side. Throughout the rest of the book, and on to the next, Luke realizes that he has been using the Force a lot, and in many ways, even tearing enemy ships apart during space battles. This amount of power actually does draw him into dark side territory, and he fights a battle within himself, seeing visions such as other Dark Jedi, even Emperor Palpatine himself, laughing at Luke's state. This storyline for Luke's character was definitely an interesting development and an amazing read. But the point of that story is that Rey accumulated all this power so quickly and never truly struggled with falling to the dark side. Now, if you watched my previous video, I mentioned that one of the things Disney did right about Rey was giving her an inclination to the dark side. It was a good idea considering her past heritage, but the idea was never followed through. I feel like she mostly shrugged it off, though there was this weird fight scene in The Rise of Skywalker when she has to fight an evil version of herself, but it felt so random and didn't seem to connect to the story correctly. If Disney had given her an inner struggle against the dark side and the dark version of herself throughout the trilogy instead of just in random spots, I think this would have given her character a much better arc and would have made her victory of that darkness all the more powerful. It would have also hinted at her dark heritage earlier on in the trilogy and would have made the appearance of Emperor Palpatine a little less sudden, maybe. But all of this leads to my last point. Wrong point number 3, no dark side consequences. Okay guys, I don't know why, but this point might be the one that just irks me the most. More than her being crazy powerful, pretty nearly perfect, or having no little to no difficulty with everything, she never gets any consequences. Okay. All is calm. This video will not become a rant. Here we go. Rey does not have any dark side consequences. If you saw my last video, I pointed out that Rey willingly touched the dark side. She didn't fight it. In fact, she wanted to know more about it. And as Master Yoda once said, once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. This dark side inclination was such a great idea. However, do we ever see Rey struggle with this new idea of the dark side? Do we ever see the consequences of her actions in messing with the dark side? No! We never seem to. It doesn't go anywhere. In addition to this, we see her act in fear, anger, pain, or sadness, which comes into her fighting, which can especially be seen with her battle on Kefir when she fights Kylo Ren. But does this anger or aggression ever affect her or her connection to the dark side? No, not really. Yoda also said, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. But would this fact ever be shown in Rey? I don't think it was. Now, I absolutely love Yoda, so we're going to use another one of his quotes. Powerful you have become. The dark side I sense in you. Rey was very powerful, and she was the daughter of the Emperor Palpatine, the Dark Sith Lord. Would she not be tempted by the dark side in more ways than just visions? We've seen other Jedi be tempted by the dark side before. Anakin was powerful, and he thought he could use that power to save his wife, Padme. Both fear and power led him to the dark side. Luke, his son, was also powerful in the Force, and when he gave into his anger, he almost killed the father he meant to save. Why do you think that Obi-Wan Kenobi let Darth Vader strike him down instead of pushing him aside and easily ending him with the power of the Force? In the prequels, why did Yoda leave Coruscant instead of facing the Emperor again and striking him down? Both of these Jedi were strongly in tune with the Force, so why didn't they act with their power? I believe it is because to do such a thing would require them to call upon a very great power. And with power comes a desire for more. And refusing the power available to them, they refuse the temptation to the dark side. As in the example I gave from the Legends lore, Luke began to enter dark side territory when he began to use the Force too often and too much. But does any of this apply to Rey? No! She seems invincible. And to be honest, it's kind of boring. If I had to sum up Rey in just one phrase, just one, I'd have to say it would be a lost opportunity. Rey could have had such a strong and interesting character arc. She had all the factors she needed, and Disney just needed to utilize them. But they didn't. Little of what Rey does has real consequences, dark side or otherwise. And without consequences, a character cannot grow or learn correctly. They cannot develop or grab the interest of the viewer completely. In my opinion, this was Disney's greatest mistake with Rey. They made her almost perfect. She needed a struggle, and she had all the foundations to have one. But Disney said no. So, that wraps up this video. 3 things Disney did wrong with the character of Rey. They built her character on a pipe dream, they gave her too much power too fast, and they gave her no dark side consequences. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a like and to subscribe, and it would be greatly appreciated. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell so you'll never miss out on my videos. Thanks for watching, and may the Force always be with you.